Hello everybody, welcome to our third Space Monkey report. So this is our live stream. I'm Charlotte, one of the community developers here in Montpellier. And I'm joined by a few guests today, namely Guillaume Brunier.
Hello.
Guillaume is our producer, Gab Schrager. Gab is our narrative director, and Emile Morel.
Hello.
Emile is our associate creative director joining us today. So just so you know, we'll have guests come and go from that couch because we have quite a few topics that I want to cover today. And so last time we spoke with you guys was about the time of E3. So just wanted to ask you guys, how did E3 go? What do you enjoy most about it?
Well, we really enjoyed our time at E3. Being on stage with Gabriel was really a blast. We're proud to show the work of the team here in Montpellier, but also with our partner studios around Europe. It was really a great time, huh, Gab?
Yeah, it was a great time. It's still up for debate whether Guillaume nailed it or I nailed it.
I think you nailed it. I think you all heard that.
No, in all honesty, it was the team that killed it. That's what that was all about.
And so it was really a great time. The thing that we want to point out and the thing that we will remember the most is the fact that it was the first time for us where we got to meet some of our space monkeys at E3 in Los Angeles. You guys, actually. We shared the demo with them, so this was a very special moment for us.
Yeah, absolutely. To see their eyes just glowing. We had people come from all across the U.S. just to come and see the demo with us in a really intimate setting. And they were incredibly excited from the U.S. And also we had visitors from Europe as well, so people really made a huge effort, and that made us feel great.
And this way of sharing the progress of the dev with you guys was really something that motivated us, and the reason why we created the Space Monkey program. And over the summer we continued this, and Emile and other members of the teams went to China to do the same.
Beginning of August, we went to China to China Joy, a big major event over there, and we've been showing the same content as the one we've been showing at E3. So the demo, little speech about the world of the game, and we met a lot of also space monkeys over there. It was amazing to see Chinese fans of the game who know Beyond Good and Evil 1, the first game, so well, had so precise questions about the lore of the game, and it was very, very exciting to show the game to them.
Very cool. So we also showed a trailer this year, and we presented some new characters in that trailer. And you guys, namely you, Gab, and Emile, went to the recording session for the voices for that trailer. So how did that go?
Well, that for us is really the icing on the cake. That means that we've done all the work to bring the characters to the level of depth and detail that we want them. And then breathing life into them happens when the actors actually take on these roles. So we worked with these incredible actors, and it's probably good to take a look at it first, yeah? And we can talk about it more.
Yeah, we can have a look at it, for sure.
Well, some stuff he's saying to her and some stuff he's saying to himself. Yeah. Context just to be they're on these things. No, exactly. Yeah.
So you've got Ross, Nita.
I have no idea what you mean. Our food is healthy, invigorating.
No one's surprised. So you got more time for the step. He does look and go, and then it's like, what?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, which is great.
The key ingredient to good cooking is love.
Basically, what's happening is everybody's sick.
Okay.
So a little bit more deliberate.
Okay.
Attention crew, all medics on duty.
Please report to the sick bay.
Yeah.
Queen to E5.
Hello.
I was hit. How I tell you, man, I was. All better off, Pata.
Hey, wait. I see something. 3 o'clock starboard. It's massive. Get back here, Shani. Hold us!
You're going to take a hit, and that's when things start getting serious. You get thrown to the ground.
Engineering to officer, we are dead in the water. I repeat, main engines are ghost.
You're about to, get hit. Brace yourselves.
Lock down the bay column.
Give me auxiliary engines. Deploy shields and bring on bound now. Brace yourselves.
That was quite a pissed off one.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it was quite nice. It's like, don't put that shit anywhere near me.
Negativo, mi amor.
Only you can melt my sockets.
Yeah, and just yeah, no, it's all. I know it's crazy, isn't it? Yeah, let's take an alt on the drunk one, on the sort of spaced out one. Yeah, very good. Yeah, nice, good.
Cook, do you hear me?
Roger, Uma.
Half the crew is dead drunk in my sick bay after eating your miraculous space chili. Any thoughts?
Great, really good.
That's awesome. That's fantastic. So what you guys got to look at there were all the different actors who voiced the characters from this year's E3 trailer. We saw Uma at the end, and also David Gassman, for fans of the first Beyond Good and Evil. He is back playing Paige, because Paige is back, and that was one of the greatest things that we announced.
Yeah, and funny story about the statue that you see behind me. We were supposed to have this guy at the China Joy actually with us, and he got stuck at the border. He never made it to China Joy, so...
What was he carrying on him?
I don't know. You can shake his hands, but...
Monique Space From, I think is the answer.
Yes. But now we've got it back, right?
Yeah, it's back at the studio. What was great seeing these actors, for me it was the first time because I wasn't there at the first recording session for the first trailer, and just meeting these guys, meeting the actors behind those voices that I knew so well. I knew the voice of Nox, and just meeting these actors and see how passionate they are and what they bring to the characters, because even if those lines are of course written, we give them a lot of space for improvisation, and they really bring a lot of themselves and put a lot of themselves in those amazing characters.
Yeah, absolutely. I do have to admit that I have a little weakness for Callum's Scottish accent, and I kept asking him to say, could you just say dirty one more time for me?
To you specifically?
And just the other thing to mention, which is we're so lucky to work with it's their top of the line actors. And a funny anecdote is that when they walked out of the session, Amaka, who voices Shawnee in the trailer, said, "Okay, we'll see you guys. I'm going to walk over to the National Theatre, and I'm playing a leading role in Macbeth." I'm like, "Okay."
That's amazing.
Yeah. So we're really proud to work with these guys, and they bring a lot.
Very cool. Something else we mentioned back in June was BG Fest. So here to talk to you more about this is Guillaume.
Yeah. Well, during E3, we also announced that BG Fest would be happening this fall. Well, BG Fest is still happening, but it will be coming in 2019. We look forward to meeting you all in person, actually. We know that you Space Monkeys and longtime fans of Beyond Good and Evil as well have been looking forward to it, but we will take some more time to make it all happen. Rest assured, we've got some cool stuff to show you, Space Monkeys, today. The bigger piece of the BG Fest that we wanted to share is our full demo, integrating the HitRecord assets that we've been working on with the community. And we'll be doing just that in December 10th for our next live stream. But for now, there's a little preview of everything I just mentioned.
So I hope you guys enjoyed these tidbits of the demo. Like Guillaume said, we're going to be having another live stream on December 10th, so save the date and tune back in then. Something I forgot to mention earlier in the stream is if you want to ask your questions to us, you can do so with the hashtag AskBGE, either on Twitter or on the forums or on Facebook, and we'll pick some of those questions to answer them later in the live stream.
Yeah. Now, something else that we announced at E3 was our partnership with HitRecord. As a reminder, HitRecord is our way to give you Space Monkeys the opportunity to contribute to the creation of BGNE2 through music creations, art creations. We're going to talk a bit into more details about this later in the stream. We've got some things to share with you. And what we want to say today is that this collaboration with HitRecord and with the community has been working tremendously. We've got over 11,000 contributions so far. So thank you for this, everyone who contributed. That's great stuff. And our friends at HitRecord have prepared a little video for you to watch. So here we go.
Yeah.
Hello, I'm Mike. I've been leading up the BGE2 art projects on our site.
Hey, Ray, and you might have seen me leading up the music side of things.
We just wanted to take a minute to thank everyone who's contributed to the BGE2 community collaboration so far and give you an update on what we're still developing together.
There have been over 11,000 contributions to the BGE2 community collaboration, which is ridiculous and amazing. So thank you to everyone who's been contributing so far.
It's been so great seeing everyone come together. Fans of the game, hit recorders, and people from around the world to create some art for BGE2.
Yeah, they've been contributing their ideas, lyrics, background instrumentals, slogans, rough sketches, and more. And it's just been so inspiring seeing people collaborating and building off of each other to leave their mark on the game. And to all you Space Monkeys who joined HitRecord for this collaboration, welcome. We're happy to have you, and we really hope you keep contributing to all sorts of projects on HitRecord.
We've had such a great experience with the BGE2 dev team, reviewing concepts and figuring out what works well in the game world.
On the music side of things, I'm so proud of all the songs and stingers that we've been able to create together. We've done funk, hip-hop, punk rock, and more, and we've gotten lyric contributions in all sorts of languages: French, Spanish, Portuguese, Hindi, Mandarin, Japanese, Tagalog.
And on the art side, we've been making posters, graffiti, album art, propaganda, sacred murals. It's so cool to see all your different styles combining, and it's all thanks to your diverse perspectives and your collaboration with each other. So a sincere thank you to everyone who's been participating.
But there's still more to do. There's still some things that we're developing. Right now, we have opportunities for musicians of all kinds.
And in all of the different art projects, there's lots of creative challenges open to keep developing some of these pieces.
And as a reminder, just like every monetized production on HitRecord, if your contribution is used in one of the final pieces that we deliver to the BGE2 dev team, you will be paid. And you can find more info on our payment process on our website.
If you haven't yet, there's still time to jump in. Just go to hitrecord.org/BGE game. You don't have to consider yourself an artist. You don't have to be a gamer. If you feel like being creative, come over and contribute anything you'd like. It can be as small as a couple words, a rough sketch, a harmony, just an idea, or anything in between.
Big huge thanks to Ubisoft for giving us all this awesome opportunity, and we just can't wait to see and hear what these pieces of art sound like in the final game. Thanks.
And we're back. So Guillaume had to leave his spot because we have Alex here.
Hello.
Alex is our audio director and worked a whole lot on HitRecord. So just as a reminder, we created some challenges for the community to contribute to in art and music. Alex, being our audio director, will be talking more specifically about music today.
Yes, and maybe we can start by reminding people what's the process for these compositions using HitRecord's company and our community. I mean, people among you, I guess. So we did a brief, just a small brief, and then people start to compose, and they work all together. We have some composition made by many contributions. People never meet themselves, so that was part of things that make me worried at the beginning. But that was really exciting because it's really new for us to have this approach. And the craziest thing is the result, actually. We
were all floored.
Yeah.
the quality is amazing, and also the fact that people really understand our world, the lore of the game, because we've been doing some brief video and we're explaining the world, and they really understand this and they put this in their music.
And they push the brief, actually, they push the direction really far from what we would expect, actually.
Yeah.
So we said, for example, diversity, this word was in the brief, and the result is that we have many languages, many genres
of music,
genres,
everything
yes.
from raga to punk.
To hip-hop, to
hip-hop.
many things. We've been really impressed with the quality, like you said. We knew that we were going to have fans of the game contribute to it, and also fans of music, probably, but we hadn't realized how good this would be.
Yeah, and the diversity you've been talking about is very important for us, because the pirates in the game, they embody really the diversity. And since so many people from different origins are working among our community, on HitRecord, people from different origins are working together, they bring really this diversity into the songs they're making.
Yeah.
And that's amazing.
Yeah, the magic things in the process is that people never met, that's what I said, but they've got a common passion, maybe two, it's the music and the Beyond Good and Evil 2. And that's enough to create a song, one song, two songs, different, thanks to the work of HitRecord and a full audio team here dedicated to this, because we still have some job to do.
Quite some work to do.
Oh yeah, we have to orient people because it's a process. So little by little, we help them to build a song and to take a direction.
Right, and it's really professional. I think that's what we talked about, our Space Monkeys as becoming part of our dev team, and that's the way we work in-house. It's an iterative process. And these guys were getting professional feedback, not only from Jeff, who works on the HitRecord side, but also Alex and Christopher Hall, that we'll speak about later. And these guys were really working with the community. And again, it's not one person making each of these songs. There are sometimes up to 30 people who are contributing to a same song to come out with something as coherent as the stuff they came out with.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
some of these were like, these are rock anthems, you know?
As much as we were excited to get the fans to be able to be a part of the game, we never expected something like that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we selected a couple songs that we really like today. One of them being 40 Lashes, and we want to talk to you more about that. So, but first we'll listen to some of it, and then we can talk over it.
Okay, let's start maybe a little bit of the music. We're gonna speak over the music.
Yeah, we can talk about it, but you guys will be able to listen to it later in full on our website.
Exactly. If you tune in on hitrecord.org/BGE game, you'll be able to hear those full songs. So 40 Lashes is the one you hear in the background.
So what's really cool in this one is that it really expresses the slavery. That's why we choose this one, because it really represents our world, and it expressed the oppression and the slavery that hybrids met in our world.
Yeah, you can imagine hybrids working in the mines and
hard work,
this,
coming with this rhythm, and you can hear some lashes in the percussion. So it really served the content of our game this way. And it also reminds me, sorry, also it's hard to the topic like slavery. We keep having a smile listen to this song. We keep thinking that we are pirates, and there is a good ambience in pirates and a good mood in pirates boat.
Well, it's a community, because it goes back to the old slave songs. When you listen to this, it sounds like the slave songs that they used to sing in the plantations, and they were uniting them and even made direct references.
Sad.
It's not sad. It's about empowering themselves through music as they sing together.
And it reminds me the Mardi Gras Indians parade. If you don't know this kind of music, you can maybe go to New Orleans at the moment where there's this parade, and it's Afro-American singing this kind of song for Native American who saved them from slavery at a certain time. And this is the same kind of way of singing, same kind of voice, same kind of rhythm. So I think this song really represents the good mood.
Yeah, good mood.
Well done, guys.
Well done.
Another song, although in a very different style, that we had picked was a song called Cheeky Little Monkeys. So it's very playful. Maybe we'll listen to it a little bit, and then you guys can talk about it.
Okay.
Cheeky little monkeys, can you hear? Cheeky little monkeys up to no good. Cheeky little monkeys hanging in the hood. Cheeky little monkeys, mischievous little
Smiley, yeah.
Yeah.
This one is really different style. And it's more raga. And what's really cool in this one, and that's what we pick up this one today, is because there's different language. There's some verse in French, some verse in Spanish, one verse in Tagalog.
Which is Philippines. They speak in the Philippines.
Exactly. So that's a direction we would have never thought, but the community proposed that, and we jump on it because it's so cool. And
yeah, the fact that this song is fun and light-hearted is really cool, I think, because again, even if we're talking about pirates are not necessarily dark or gloomy. They also, want to have fun in this world. So I think this song really shows that aspect of the pirates.
Yeah, and it encapsulates what we love so much about Nox.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. The cheeky little monkey could be Nox.
Could be a Nox.
And also, maybe we could say that even in the lyrics, if you take the time to listen to these songs on HitRecord, you'll see that even in the lyrics, it talks about BG2 world, the lore.
Yeah, exactly.
And so it's just perfect.
So
happy with it.
You can tune into hitrecord.org again if you want to listen to those, but also if you want to contribute. By no means do you have to be a professional at all. There are challenges for everybody. If you like the game, if you want to be a part of this game in a way or another, you can either comment on the blog. HitRecord is another way to be part of Beyond Good and Evil 2. So feel free to go there and watch, comment, contribute if you wish to, anything you'd like, really. So these tracks that we just listened to will be included in the game into a radio called Radio Cheetah. But we're making we have a full audio team here making a whole lot of the music, particularly for the trailers. So one thing that we wanted to show you that we recorded a while back was for E3 trailer 2017.
Yeah.
With Christophe.
Yes, and that's a link with Christophe that it's important to say that Christophe Herald, who is the composer of the main composer of the game, is also the main music advisor for the HitRecord orientation, should I say, artistic orientation. So he listening everything and he give his feedback on everything. So thanks to this, the chance we have a composer here working on HitRecord songs, working on the main game music. Thanks to this, we ensure the consistency of the music and of the word through the music.
And it's great for us to have Christophe back because, of course, he's a long-time collaborator of the studio here in Montpellier. He's been working on the music of Rayman Origins, Rayman Legends, Tintin, and, of course, the first Beyond Good and Evil game. So he really understands the DNA of the first game and of this universe.
So we'll see how Christophe worked on the music for the trailer we had before, and we'll be right back after this video.
Je m'appelle Christophe Herral et j'ai composé la musique de BGE1. C'était un univers multi-musical avec des origines de musique très différentes et parsemé de choses qui étaient injectées, des choses ethniques qui étaient injectées dans cet univers.
Mama go garage, you know. When your mama won't go, you know.
J'ai essayé de comprendre comment fonctionnait la musique, des origines autour de la Méditerranée qui étaient finalement très différentes parce que la France, l'Espagne, la Tunisie qui est le Maghreb, mais l'Égypte, le Liban et puis la Grèce, on va indianiser à fond la musique. C'est presque du blues en fait, du blues indiano-ralien. La musique va pouvoir donner une couleur à la palette et j'espère pouvoir capter le joueur par les oreilles en fait, d'avoir quelques frissons supplémentaires en plus de cette image qui est magnifique. Alors, on revient de Abbey Road. On a eu le bonheur d'enregistrer avec le London Voices et après avec le London Symphony Orchestra. Elle est magnifiée, enfin, vous avez l'impression que c'est même pas vous qui avez écrit la musique, on est dans l'humain. Et c'est justement ça, peut-être que la machine n'arrivera pas encore à supplanter l'humain. Moi, je recherche ça, je crois que Michel aussi, et tout le monde dans l'équipe cherche l'humain.
So Alex had to leave us, and to replace him on this couch is Christophe Long, partner in crime, Michel Ancel.
Hi, how are you, Charlotte?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm great too. Development is going well, and it's good to be here.
Very good. So something that we've seen coming back and back with the new characters we introduced is character creation. Not only how you make your character in the game, but also why characters are so important to us, why they were important to us in Beyond Good and Evil 1, and why they're important to us now too. So if you'd like to develop a little bit on that idea, maybe that'd be great.
Yeah, character creation has always been very, very important for me and for the team. Globally at Ubisoft, creating great characters is really key. Those characters are really the faces of our game. They tell the story of our games. They are somehow a bit of us, that we give to the players into the games, and that's a long-term history.
And we want to make sure that we're conveying emotion with these characters, and that's our real priority. And that goes back to the DNA of the first Beyond Good and Evil.
Yeah, a long time ago when we worked on Beyond Good and Evil 1, this was a big challenge for us, working on such complex character compared to Rayman, because we were just finishing Rayman 2. Rayman, because of his big nose, you don't see his lips, his mouth, so there's no real facial expression. But this time for Jade, it was a real challenge, 17 years ago, to create an engine and create such complex characters at this time to deliver the story, the experience we wanted. So characters are really central to the way we're telling the stories and boarding people into our game.
Yeah, so we wanted to show you a little bit more of now that we're doing a highly realistic and a very high quality, almost HD quality of the characters. It's still the most important thing is to express the heart and soul in these characters.
Yeah, and so we've worked on a small video with showcasing our artists, how they work on the characters, and we'll show that to you, and be right back.
A very interesting example here is the connection between Beyond Good and Evil 2 and Beyond Good and Evil 1 with the female character we've just seen here, which is the target rendering that we want for the game. We are actually working with people who came from the movie industry, who worked also on the trailer you've seen, and that are working on the game. And that's the same kind of assets that we want to deliver into the game. There's no difference between the quality of such characters and what you will see in the final game. That's really important for us to deliver this kind of high-level quality.
Yeah, and with the actors that you guys saw later, we really want to make sure that we can transpose all of that emotion into the characters that are created in this way.
Yeah, and it's not just about how they look; it's how they move. The voice is really important because it's something that is alive. It's not a static thing. It's in time. It's bringing emotion. It's carrying a lot of information, emotion, and storytelling. Characters are a way to use that, but they have to. The way the facial expressions are made is key, so that you believe that they're made of flesh and blood, and they really breathe somehow, they exist. So you get more into this incredible world.
Absolutely. We want to empathize with them and feel like we're part of this world with them, and that they're real characters that become people to us.
Yeah. So we've talk about, how detailed our characters are. We are releasing today on VGAgame.com a few cosplay guides, if you guys are into cosplay, or if you just like to know more about the details of how each character is being made. We're releasing these guides that have very detailed pictures of tattoos, clothing. We're going to be showing a few, but one of them being Calum, about who he is, what makes who he is, really.
Calum is a very interesting character. He's one of the new characters we've been showing in our trailer this year. He's the chief engineer of the Gada, the famous ship that Dakini is the captain of. And he has, let's say, a strong addiction to gambling, as you could see in the trailer.
Yeah, so some of the details that you'll see in the tattoos here, also all of these little details help create a whole character. You can see that he's got a sort of a Celtic stripe across his face, which is a reference also to a clan that comes from his origins, his Celtic origins. He's got jewelry also and motifs, and of course the tartan plaid. And each of the characters, we really look for these little details that are going to help create a very round picture of a very believable character.
Something really interesting with this kind of character is that he's got two sides. He's a bit. He has to be very focused on repairing the ship, but at the same time, he's a bit like psychotic or crazy. So he's he's a strange character, and that's really important because for us, most of the pirates, they are supposed to be like kind of dysfunctional.
In some way.
Outcasts.
Yeah, and that's interesting because it's creating very intriguing, interesting characters, and you will discover most of their, what makes them interesting is the good and the bad part that they're carrying, and we try to maintain that.
Right, which is true, of course, and goes back to the name of the game, right? Beyond Good and Evil, we're trying to make multi-dimensional characters that have depth, as opposed to characters that are just going to be sort of monomaniac.
So yeah, you can find Calum back, but also Uma, Nox, and Shani will be available. We know that some of you guys have already started working on your cosplay guides. We've seen, for instance, Alana make a great cosplay of Shani, which you can see right here. We've been very impressed with this, and that kind of inspired us to get these cosplay guides started. So thank you, Alana. And we've seen a few more. If you want to keep doing them and sharing them with us, please go ahead, go onto the forums or share them with the hashtag BGE2. Another of the characters that we saw in the trailer was the AI of the ship.
Yeah, actually, Calum was playing chess
against. He's
against.
the only one smart enough to play against the ship AI.
Or crazy enough, we don't know.
And so this character doesn't have a name yet. And so we asked you guys on the blog, what do you think this character should be called? And we got some interesting answers.
Yeah, we were pretty excited about this because that's one of the things you're sort of nervous to ask the community and be like, so what do you think? Because everyone has their idea and we're really attached to our characters. So we were actually pretty happy that a lot of them talked about names that were close to Prima or Prima or what was the other one?
Primera, yeah.
Primera, because of course it's a reference to Segundo from the first Beyond Good and Evil, and it makes sense to us since we're making a prequel that the skull, the AI, the ship AI, be sort of a 1.0 version of what Segundo would become in Beyond Good and Evil.
Very cool. So we want to keep updating you guys as we do on the blog, and one way to do this is to talk a bit more about the world.
Yeah, we will try to make from now on small videos explaining where we are doing the world creation of the game, maybe showing some new concept art to illustrate those new world elements that we are building. So we will try to update you as regularly as possible on the world we're building.
And so we know you guys have plenty of questions about the game, the world that we're building. And so you guys have been sending some on Twitch, Twitter, Facebook, Discord, just to name a few. So I'm going to pick some of them and have the team answer them. One question we got from Caustic on Discord was, will we be able to steal other NPCs' vehicles?
Definitely, yeah. It will be part of the fun when you go to a big city like Ganesha City. You will have a lot of traffic, a lot of vehicles, and you will be able to steal them and have fun with them.
And it's not just stealing vehicles, it's also using their unique, I mean, each vehicle is different, has a different purpose. So it can be a way to enter a secret place because you need to use this transportation vehicle, for example. Vehicles can also be stored in your mothership. So you can go on a planet, steal or buy, because you can
also
or
buy.
trade, get somehow a vehicle, store it in your ship, and then in your mothership, sorry, and use it then somewhere else. It's the kind of very emergent kind of ingredients that I want to give to the player so that they can build their own experience and experience specific special ideas to create like special things again.
Yeah, you can create your own fleet. If you want to have your own fleet of tuk-tuks, you can. It's up to you. I think what we've said to people who've seen the demo at the last E3 was that any vehicle that you see in this universe, you can steal and drive. There's no exception to that.
Very cool. One question we got at the beginning of this Twitch that I've been saving from Harash is, can we get a recipe for the space chili?
That's a good idea.
We should ask, Paige.
So you have the main ingredient. The main ingredient is just behind, just here. So that's how you start. Everything starts from here, and you know how it ends somehow. But yeah, why not? We can try to cook it, and we will. But first, I think we will do some tests.
Yeah,
and
we need to try it, taste it.
As soon as
Make sure it's edible.
Or maybe the community should do the tests.
Preferably on the
That's a good idea.
To get back to something more, maybe a bit more serious, will we be able to play as legendary crew members like Nox, Shani, Callum, and so on? That's a question from Cultural Lemur on Discord.
It's a very important question for us, especially because in our world we have legendary characters that you've seen in the trailers. But they have a common point with all the characters in that world. They are somehow they've been built by a company, a corporation, which is responsible in duplicating the clones, and then the clone they are living their own history. So you are part of that system somehow. You will meet other legendary characters, but you can create your own legend also. So it's like a mix between story-driven and emergent gameplay, and the two are blended into the game. So yes, if you want, you can meet the real Paige, and you can also create a character which would be like a fan or somehow.
Groupie.
That could be,
will dress the same way.
And use the same DNA, original DNA. Maybe then get some chili and make him a little bit fat as the original Paige. Get dressed as he is. And even into the game, the original Paige can see that you are dressed like him.
And he's going to react to you, dude, I got a groupie.
So that's the kind of, thing we want to deliver. So again, that's the mix between a story-driven game and emergent game. We don't want a full emergent. We don't want a full story-driven win. We want something where we blur the lines between main quest and freedom to the player. That's really important for us.
Exactly. A question we got on Twitter from Thunder King was, will HitRecord winners be credited in the game? So maybe I can answer that one. We absolutely want to credit people who've contributed to anything that goes in the game. We're just thinking on how we're going to do this, because if it's 100 people contributed to one song, how we're going to put this out. So maybe it's in the end credits, we're thinking of this, but we're not clear on how we're going to do that yet. Just know that it's a yes, we just don't know how exactly. Another interesting question from probably a fan from the first game on Discord was from Escope12. Will Double H be in the game?
Well, we'd like him to be. I think the idea is that we're telling the origin stories of all of the characters that we knew and loved from the first Beyond Good and Evil, and so it's our intention that that Double H appear in some, or we'll learn about where he came from. So we're hopefully going to be able to do that in the final game.
Yeah, for us that's a key motivation for making Beyond Good and Evil 2 is this ability to dig into the world of Beyond Good and Evil 1. Imagine where those characters are coming from, before they met into the first game. It's also a way to let people who never played Beyond Good and Evil 1 to discover this world without the need of actually playing Beyond Good and Evil 1. You don't need to. Of course, I invite everybody to start playing Beyond Good and Evil 1, but you're not forced to do it if you want to understand the story and the world. So that's a great opportunity for the fans to discover the origins, and for the newcomers to just enter a new world and discover it.
Find great characters.
Yeah.
I have one last question before we run out of time. So that would be from Crimping Madness. And the question was, what has been the most enjoyable part of developing this game so far?
On my side, I would say the first time all the systems, the technical systems came together, allowing us to be into a bar, for example, jump into your spaceship, go into the city, seamlessly jump into space, meeting people, joining with maybe friends online or not, because you can play, of course, alone. When you connect all these pieces all together, something is happening into the team, and it's really something we want to share, and we will share it with the E3 demonstration of the game, a playable demonstration, because that's really key for us, this seamless feeling of freedom, the seamless experience, jumping from one gameplay to another, right, and mixing them, which is even more important.
Yeah, and to bounce off of that, as Guillaume was saying at the beginning, this last E3 was all about the fans for us. So for me, almost the best part of development, because we're in the trenches and we're working, and that's our job. But when we see the love that comes back from the fans, and the first time they saw the demo, we saw the jaws like dropping and the eyes bulging as they would go from, seamlessly from this tiny little temple all the way up to the edges of space, and to share that with them for the first time is almost my favorite part of the development process.
Yeah, of course you get nervous because you don't know if what you've made
until they've seen it and they've reacted to it. We don't know what to expect.
Yeah. And how about you, Emile?
As for me, I think it's really working on this world, detailing the world, making it coherent. And, we have the basis of the first Beyond Good and Evil game, but like Michel was saying, we are now digging deeper inside this world, and we're explaining where those characters are coming from, for instance, where the hybrids are coming from, all those things, we will really get deep into that. And yeah, it's really exciting. And it's great also to have the reaction of the community through the different articles that we are sharing on the blog, see their reactions and what they like about the world. It's really an amazing process actually to have feedbacks on something you are currently developing. It's really, really great for that.
So to that end, please, you can sign up for the Space Monkey program on bggame.com and inspire us on the forums, contribute on HitRecord, and save the date also for our next live stream, which will be December 10th. So in a little over a month, where we'll be showing the demo that we just talked about. Thank you for tuning in, and thank you guys for joining me today in presenting this.
And thank you, Space Monkeys.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.